Sebastian, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about what I've done with linear algebra. Now, I've been busy with a couple of the projects, so I don't have a lot with linear algebra, but I'll do my best to explain what I've done with linear algebra. Now, linear algebra, why I'm learning this linear algebra in the first place, because machine learning has a bunch of stuff from linear algebra, and it's best to understand linear algebra to understand more machine learning stuff. So after I learn linear algebra, I'll probably go into more specific machine learning linear algebra stuff. Now, what I've learned first is basically just remembering a bunch of the vector stuff like we've done in algebra and other stuff. So how vectors work, if you add a vector, how does the other vector, if you add vector A plus vector B, how does vector C equal, and divide, multiply, all the other stuff. Now, there's a couple terms that I've learned, and that is standard precision, which is where it's 0, 0. Now, you can have a vector at any location because it's a vector. The only thing that's important is the magnitude and the direction. So, standard precision is where you have it in the middle, and you just have your vectors there. You can have it anywhere, but you just have it there. Now, univector is another term I've learned. Is basically the vector at a magnitude of 1. So, what you do is you take the x and the y of that vector, and you use triangle store, and you try to find what it would be if the magnitude was 1. So another stuff I learned is basically how to take the sine, cosine, try to get the other sides and stuff like that. Now, another thing I learned is parametric equations. Now, parametric equations is basically now what is this, like the y equals mx plus b is a formula for the line. But this is a two-dimensional line. This is an x and y line. So what we did is I got a general, it explained like a general formula for being able to do it for more dimensions, like 3, 5, 7, whatever. Because the longer the list of the vector, the more dimensions it has. So if it has a 2, that's 2 dimensions. So that's x and y. If you have 3, it's x and y, z. Now, that's basically it. Equation of line. I also learned what the term collinear meant. Maybe I was just dumb, but I previously did not know what collinear meant. And yeah. Now, what else I've learned is linear combinations and span. So span is what basically is you get a vector, and they can't be collinear, so they can't be, yeah. And what it does is you have it so you have that x those two vectors, and they can represent any vector you want. Now you have to find the unit vector of these two, and then you have to do a bunch of other math, but basically that's what it is. You find any type of vector it is. So if you have a coordinate over here and you have a coordinate over here, well, you can represent any coordinate you want, because if you put it at the different magnitudes, well, you're gonna start occupying any. If you imagine that this is previously being occupied, well, that's being filled up. That's a square now, or whatever. Now that's what I learned with linear algebra. Now it's not a lot, because I've been previously busy with my Python stuff, but I'll try to get on that and try to get more linear, because this is extremely interesting. Like, I did not previously know any of this. So this is all I wanted to say, and goodbye.